Hello everyone, welcome back to the Iron Want Innovations YouTube channel. Once again, I am Arvind Patel and I am presenting on the behalf of the whole Iron World Innovations cybersecurity team. As you guys know that we've been improving the network, computer network at the Utah University Hospital. To do so, today I am here with the two major cyber attacks that can happen in healthcare. By doing that, we can understand what kind of attacks can happen and how we can mitigate it. Let's dive deep into it. So this is the introduction. This is the points we will go through this in this video. So first one is what are the cyber attacks can happen, and a majority of the attacks happen in the past. Second, the types of attacks as I mentioned, and the third, the impact of the attacks on the healthcare system, and the third, how we can mitigate the impact of the attacks by training the hospital staff and the network stuff as well. So first I will be going with the types of attack that happens recently, and these are the attacks happens a lot of times. So first one is ransomware attack. As if I say ransomware attack is the attack which encrypt your data, and in order to decrypt it they demand a money. The impact can be effect on the healthcare operations, by which means they encrypt the data of the patient's record and other things. So medical staff cannot access it. Without accessing the data, they cannot operate the patients. So notable example, if I say that ransomware attack happened in the Blue Water Hospital in 2023, they have not only stole the social insurance number of 20,000 people, but also they have the record of more than 200,000 peoples. And this not only attacked the Blue Water Hospital, but also affected the all healthcare in the Lambton County area. Second one, if I say that phishing attack, phishing attack basically is to steal your identity, act as you, and go into the network, and which can access the unauthorized data. The impact is to steal the patient records and the data, their financial data, and it can also compromise their privacy. And the example for that, the example is the Oregon Health and Science University. And as I don't have that much time to explain you all the incidents, so you can go and look it on the Google. We will go to the next step, which is I will describing the ransomware attacks in little deep. So what they do once they go into your network and they run a encryption algorithm which encrypt the data records. As per your understanding, I will give you an example that once they run that virus through the network, all the records of the patients and their data and their private information get encrypted and they get a copy of it. Once we find out that they have encrypted the data, then they demand for the money in return to give us the decryption key. With using the decryption key, we can decrypt the data. And if we do not follow their rules, they might delete the data as well, or they will not give us the decryption key. So by uh, and if we do not follow their rules, they might not give us the decryption key, and we will not be able to access the data for rest of the period. So the risk it has is to patients data privacy and their confidentiality can be compromised. Disruption of the medical service and operation, as I know that if there is no record, there is no operation can held by the staff. And the financial cost, because people have, of course, people organization, not the people I'm sorry, the organization have to pay the ransom to in order to get the decryption key. The second attacks I will talk about it is a phishing attacks. As I mentioned, it happens a lot, not only in the medical healthcare organization, but also in other organizations as well. So this is a pretty common attack in which attackers do not if I say they do not uh, implant any algorithm or malware or something. Instead of it, they do social engineering. They talk to people, they analyze people. Then what they do, they send you a mail or something which on which they ask you to log in, and they scare you. For an example, if I give, so imagine there is a nurse working in a clinic. She got a mail that your network is compromised. Please reset your password, and to reset your password, use the following link. So this never happens. If there is something happens in the medical healthcare, they do not send a mail. Instead, they organize a meeting and let everybody know that they have to reset your password by themselves without using a link. But here, nurse receive a mail. She, because she have no idea this can be a phishing attack or the normal one, so she click and she reset the password. So what happened over here, once she click on the link, all the passwords she resetted, all the credential, it goes to the attacker. Now attacker can access all the data the nurses has. So attacker opens the door for himself to get into the network using someone else's ID. Now over here, attacker does not get into the network becoming another person, but the attacker becomes the nurse. So this is how they get into the network. So I hope you understand the concept I have giving. So if someone comes to the network unauthorizedly, then they can access the data. Over here again, the confidentiality of the patient data and the record is compromised. Also, they can use this data to sell it and gain money. If they sell it to improper hands, it will be a devastated moment for organization and the patients as well. So major if I say crime is to identity theft, insurance fraud, and unauthorized disclosure of medical histories. Okay, let's move forward. Uh, Over in this slide, I will give you a little. I do not think that you guys need more description, as I have already told you what the ransom attack is. So still again, I will go through this definition. A ransomware attack inflates the hospital system, encrypt critical data, and the impact is inaccessibility of EHRs, scheduling system, and communication platform. Over here, I will explain the impacts. So all the necessary medical equipment, if they do not receive a proper record from the database, they cannot show the proper solution for patients health, and the doctor and nurses cannot operate the patients without seeing the previous history data. And again, communication can be broken down as they are in the network and they have encrypted all the things. The response, in the response, this describe the response we give in order to mitigate the impact. So decision making on ransom payment, effort to contain the attack, and the restore operation. So it says that organizations should think about payment, and in over here, payment means giving money to the attacker so they can give us the decryption key. On the another hand, simultaneously, we have to give efforts to not spread the encryption algorithm to all over the network. For doing that, we can perform simple tasks like subdivide the network in multiple segments, so only few segments affect, other segments are remain in working other. And the distance operation, which means one segment, when the network is segmented, they should try to recover all the functionality of the sub network that we have just separated. And now here it is a phishing attack. And the description, as I mentioned, I will read through it. A phishing email leads to an unauthorized access to clinic system and spread of malware. And impact is compromised email system, as if someone access unauthorized access to the email system, they get to know about every email that is going through clinic to the patients, which compromise the patient's financial data and their identity as well. So over here it's mentioned that disclosure of sensitive information, disruption of clinic operations, as if the record is compromised, then that person can even manipulate the record, and patients will might not get a proper uh, uh, what I can say is proper solution for their problem. In order to respond, effort to contain the breach, mitigate damage, and restore the trust among patients. Because in this attack, the most impact we face is losing a trust of our patients, because do not trust us, because their data is compromised. And first thing it says that effort to contain the breach. So we can understand that someone is already unauthorizedly access our data, so we have to try to mitigate the impact and try to limit their access. As soon as we get to know that which credential that person is using, we must block that account. The third thing is restore mitigate the damage. So how we can mitigate the damage? Once the account is blocked, we have to suggest every staff to reset their password, and try to monitoring the network if there is any odd activity is going on. Okay, so now I have give you the two major impact of the attacks that happens more in the healthcare system. To mitigate that, I have designed, not I should not say I, we, the team of the Ironwood Innovation, design a training sessions that can help medical staff to understand what the viruses are, what the cyber attacks are, how they can identify, and how they can respond to the tech team to mitigate the impacts. To so This session we have targeted the phishing attack, because it is the most common attack happens in the healthcare, and it is easier for people to understand. And using this session we can also mitigate the impact of ransomware as well. But as the phishing attack is the most happening attack in the healthcare, we are going with it. And it is by giving an example like a phishing attack, it is easier for everybody to understand. So our session objectives is raise awareness about the prevalence and impact of phishing attacks, educate medical staff on recognizing and preventing phishing threats, providing strategies for responding to phishing incidents, empower staff to safeguard patients' data against phishing attacks. So, in next steps, I will explain these steps in deep. So first thing, introduction to phishing in healthcare. So phishing target healthcare organizations through deceptive emails. So email is the most common way they use to get into the network. How? As I mentioned, they send a mail with the link they provide, and they scare staff that our network is compromised. Please uh, reset your password and other things. So they get overwhelmed and they reset the password, and yeah, attacker got the credentials. So our first session is to raise awareness about physical threats, educate on prevention strategies. For that we will show them the examples how it can happen, what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Like if they get a mail, they should first talk to the other people if they receive it or not. Then they should verify over here. So recognizing the phishing threats, common tactics, deceptive emails, fake websites, social engineering. These are the common tactics they use. And for an example, spoofed email, im- impersonating trusted entities, request for sensitive information. Over here, both things looks same, but there is a difference. Over here, I have explained the phishing attacks and the certain objectives. Over here, I am explaining how the common tactics are and the examples. So, as I was saying, that we can spread awareness by showing them the example. Also, we can show them the videos that how phishing attacks can happen, and how they can get target. We can also suggest them to not giving away their private data on the different websites, because that can also cause someone to steal their data and get into the network. Like if they register to the I can say the website which is not verified on the internet. They give their email address and phone number onto it, and we are not sure if that website is genuine or not. They can use to sell this data, and some attacker might uh, get those data and act as that nurse and get into the network. Next step, how we can measure the impact against the phishing attack. So best practice, uh, this is not the impact, my bad. How we can identify the phishing attacks, in the simple words. So we can verify the sender addresses and avoid clicking on the suspicious link or attachment. If I suggest, even though you get the link, first you have to talk to your colleague, your manager, someone that is it really happening over here. Then you can check the sender's addresses, because uh, by that you can verify that it is coming from your own organization or out of the organization. And before clicking on the link, please read through the whole document, read through the whole email. And if you don't understand, just try to talk to other people, your colleague, and then take a next step, or else you can just delete it. Implement email filtering tools and security awareness training. So we can teach them how they can filter the emails that only comes from their organization. Also, in the security awareness training means they can they can put set their email system in a way that third party third party email can directly transfer to the spam mails. And the third thing, and the most important thing, is use multi-factor authentication to enhance account security. So except them, they can a third person cannot access their email, as they have to go through the multi-factor authentication. For an example, if I say, once they put their email and password on the logging page, the OTP will come on their phone. They have to then enter the OTP on the login page again. If the OTP is wrong, they cannot log in. So this is how multi-factor authentication works. There are multiple authentication tools that they can use. Now, this is the last and most important thing. If we are attacked, if we got to know that we have been attacked, how we can respond in that event. First thing is to report the incident to the IT team or the security team. That so they can, if they are unaware, they get to know that something malicious or suspicious activity is going on the network. Second thing, reset compromised credential and monitor for unauthorized access. So once you get to know that unfortunately your account has been attacked and your account has been compromised, try to reset your account by going on the official website of your organization. Do not click on any third party links. Please go to your account that have been registered on your organization. Use that account to reset your password. Third thing, communicate with patients and stakeholders about the incident and the potential data breaches. So basically this is not for the staff, this is for the staff which have the higher authority. This is not for the common staff, I mean. So higher authority, what they can do, like for an example, a doctor with high accessibility of the data, the doctor which has the higher position than others, that doctor can go with the whoever coming uh, as a patients to them. They can he can make them understand that we are under attack, but they do not have to worry about it. We are here to protect your data, your health, uh, and etc. They, it's up to them how to communicate with the patients. And they can also talk with the stock stakeholders about the incident, like the people who are investing it, the people who are organizing the organization, the people who are managing the teams, the all those people can talk together and uh, try to find the solution. On another hand, IT security will try to mitigate the impact. They will try to secure the network, and they will try to also implement the new security, so this attack cannot happen again. And the last thing is potential data breaches. So as I mentioned, the people can talk to the patient, make them understand that that we have data breaches, but the data is secure, nobody has access it, and we are making sure of protecting your data. So this is how responding works in the phishing attacks. And this is for the staff only, because IT security respond to this incident in a very different way. For an insight or for an example, this is out of the topic, but I would like to say that the IT security team, what they will do first, they will find the unauthorized accessed account, they'll block it, they will take all the access from that account, then they will find all the data that have been breached. And once the all the data we gather, that what are the segment of the network has been breached, what are the segment that have been compromised, what are the data that have been compromised, then we give extra protection layer around that security around that network, so the attack do not spread to the other network. Then we try to mitigate the impact. Then once the everything is done, the impact is reduced to zero, and attack is gone. Then we implement the new security system, so the attacker cannot use the same way to get into the network. And the final thing is conclusion. So in the conclusion, I can say that the university, so as I have mentioned, we are also implementing this for the Utah hospital, as we want to protect our University of Utah Hospital from these two major attacks. So in conclusion, the University of Utah Hospital has to shield patients' data from phishing and ransomware attack. The most important things are to recognize and dangers, respond to them skillfully, and empower employee via focused training. Through the promotion of a security conscious and a cooperative culture, we can reduce risk and maintain our dedication to patients' privacy and high quality treatment. So the main meaning of this presentation was to find out to attacks and how we can use those information to strengthen the network at the University of Utah. So here's the end of this discussion. Thank you to be with us, and please share, subscribe, and like our video. And the next week we will be coming up with the new ideas and new projects. Thank you very much.